Hey, how's it going? It's Robin Smith, and it's time for the Robin Smith Show for Sunday, August 10th, 2025. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome, one and all. The consecutive episodes of no guests is coming to an end, finally. My booking part has gotten off its rear end and started reaching out to people again. And I got David Stern coming on the podcast. I think he's coming on end of August. He's a fellow IFS guy. So my Bob Falconer told me about him. He said he's worth knowing about. I said, okay, let me reach out to this guy. And to my delight and pleasure, he said yes. I also reached back out to Jerry Marzinski, and I'm looking to have a conversation with him and Bob. These two guys have both been on the podcast before, but there's no content on the internet where they're having a conversation together. They know about each other. I don't think they've ever met or spoken, and I would be honored to bridge that connection. Don't know if that's going to happen, but more on that later. It's possible. Congratulations to Team England, right? In the Women's Euro. That was fun to watch. Is it Hannah or Hannah Hampton, Chloe Kelly, and Michelle Ajimong, among many other star players, but just, my God, coming down to the final in penalty kicks, it was too bad, so sad for Team Spain. There was one, I think, maybe if Germany, maybe there's like an engaged couple. Maybe there's an English gal and a German gal who are fiancés. Some commentator said that. It would have been amazing if that was the case. I think it was, or maybe it was Spain. I don't know. I'm getting it wrong. I don't really follow the women's soccer, but now that there's no hockey, I feel like it doesn't make sense to cancel my YouTube TV subscription, and then re-enlist just for the hockey season. I appreciate having the ability to watch other sports, so that was fun to watch. Oh yeah, did you hear in the news the NFL chains are now going to just be the backup to the 8K video virtual measurement, just like in tennis? In my day, we measured whether or not the player, got a first down by moving the chains along the field. Yeah, I guess that makes sense, right? But this is the first season where they're finally, going to full virtual. I mean, the Chain Gang, I think they're called the Chain Gang. Again, I could be getting that wrong. I think they're still going to be on the field, just as a backup. So there's that. Thanks to those who donated on Insight Timer. I appreciate that. I'm actually in the process of writing another script that'll be my second meditation on the app. So I'm excited. Stay tuned for that. Did you all hear that the Corporation for Public Broadcasting is closing? That is, what is Cookie Monster going to do? What is he going to do? 6 decades of producing renowned educational programming. Does that mean Sesame Street is finished? Oh, Jesus. Corporation for Public Broadcasting, which helps pay for PBS, NPR, 1,500 local radio and television stations, as well as programs like Sesame Street. Yes, there you go. And Finding Your Roots, said Friday that it would close after the U.S. government withdrew funding. This is by the Associated Press, August 2nd. My God, what are we going to do? I'm scared. What are we going to do? Are we going to this is one step closer to state TV? Is that where we're going with this? President Donald Trump signed a bill on July 24th canceling about $1.1 billion that had been approved for public broadcasting. I watch the PBS NewsHour, and they still say it's brought to you by viewers like you. It just means now, instead of the federal government funding all of it, it's going to have to come from the elite. The wealthy folks in the richest zip codes need to break out their checkbooks and make more contributions, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Wait. What does this say? The first episode of Sesame Street aired in 1969. How dare you take away Sesame Street from children? How dare you? It's my Greta Thunberg impression. All right. What else is there? Oh, I don't have Netflix. I heard Happy Gilmore 2 came out. I heard it's good, but I haven't seen it yet. I'm pumped to see that. Oh, and I have an update on the mother tiger, and so I mentioned and I posted the picture of the mother tiger. So I saw that from David Attenborough, and I thought that was a recent post, but apparently this was back in like 2021. Okay, so the claim that a mother tiger adopted piglets to overcome depression after losing her own cubs is a false story. I got by that Sriracha Tiger Zoo in Thailand. Damn you, Sriracha! The zoo staged the pairings of tigers and pigs as part of an experiment to tame the tigers and as a tourist attraction rather than a response to a grieving animal's depression. The zoo was criticized for its animal welfare practices, including the creation of these staged displays. God damn it. I got. Shout out to Lynn Case from Silver Spring, Maryland for catching that and bringing it to my attention. Thank you very much. I will always try to correct the record if I get things wrong. That's my bond with you. Of course, I am a flawed human being, and I will get things wrong. You know what? With that, I have down here to talk about the mass shooting in New York City, but I just don't want to talk about that. There's mass shootings all over the place, and I guess some guy. No, I know I'm not going to talk about it. What I'm going to do here. Where are we? What I'm going to do in the program is to play another song. I'm going to play a song. This is Concrete by Hammer No More the Fingers. And on the other side, I want to talk to you all about a powerfully healing experience of attending a family member's memorial service. So more on that after this song. Okay. This is Concrete on Hammer No More the Fingers debut album. Enjoy.
But nothing's changing, so
And a good fuck yeah, as usual, to that awesome song. They did that song on their second album, Looking for Bruce. So there's a different version of that song. Go check it out. Okay, I mentioned, so on my wife's side of the family, there was a funeral and or memorial service, and it was just what I want to say about it is just how I mean, the fact that I go to these things still without a handkerchief or a pocket full of 11 billion tissues is I'm an absolute moron. It's so reliable. I don't know what it is. There's just so much love there. I remember speaking to the loved ones, who are survivors. Is that the right way of saying it? I don't know. Survived by, you know what I'm trying to say. And there's just it's the word I didn't use at the time, but the word really is healing. I was like, this is the equivalent of going to church for 6 months. The amount of healing I get from going to church, sometimes I'll cry at church, okay? But just the stories, there was a real, reflecting on it, there was a real sense of this guy's life. He lived into his, was it his 90s? Yeah, I think he was 93, maybe. I could be getting that wrong, but just the stories told about him, they really reminded me that I have so much improvement. So I didn't feel shamed by it, but I felt inspired. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'm not showing up across these different roles, like as a father or a son or a friend or neighbor. I can show up in these roles differently, So those stories were just moving, and their invitations really, and it's cool that they served food that his favorite food, and there was the Bible was open to a certain passage. There was just the touches, the small touches were really something in terms of like the communicating messages and honoring the departed and showing how much you love someone by just those small details. Like there was a ladder against the table. I think he was pretty handy, or he was always helping like repair things around the community. So anyway, this was a guy, by the way, in Jamaica. Everyone referred to him as Moss Dickey. I didn't realize Moss. I was like, why do I keep calling him Moss Dickey? Moss being short for Moster. I don't know if that's a thing from like a relic from slavery. But it was just, it was beautiful. There was a musician in the back, and he was playing Jamaican tunes, and probably a lady from the church that he went to was singing. And I mean, that's the thing, the music is so magical, like there's something really magical about music. It's like music is a invisible code that unlocks something. There's magic in like a lullaby. I don't know. I'm sure there's research on like what music does to the brain, or how it activates certain parts of the brain and the nervous system that don't light up unless the person hears. I mean, I'm now remembering this guy who was a prisoner of war, and he was trying to remember like the people who were with him in the encampment and who died, and he didn't want to forget them. And he remembered their names, by having their names hop into a trolley of song, if you follow me, and then that way their names can be carried in that train of song or trolley, whatever, pick your vehicle. Anyway, there's, as always, more I'd like to talk about, but I want to just name a couple more things here before bringing this brief episode to a close. Susan McConnell is a trainer she's sort of the somatic IFS guru, if you will. And I was reading on her website, embodiedself.net, this component of somatic IFS, this conscious breathing. And I guess the reason part of it is like when people keep mentioning how much of a game changer the body work is. Like I got a massage recently, and I know that the body workers can feel energy that's stuck in the body, and it can be released through massage, but it can also be released, it's like emotional tension, emotional baggage is carried in the body. I think chiropractors talk about this too. Like anyone who's doing body work, they can watch a person's gait or a person's posture, and they can see that change when the person's going through emotional healing work. It changes, it lifts off the body, so to speak. Anyway, this is a particular paragraph on Susan McConnell's website that I wanted to share with you all. The connection, I did not know this, the connection between breath and self/spirit/soul is evidenced in many cultures and is reflected in their languages. So the Latin spirar, I don't know if I'm saying that right, spirare, is the root for both the word spirit and the word respiration in our language. The Hebrew and Sanskrit words for breath are synonymous with spirit, and the Greek psyche means breath and soul. So these different cultures that are kind of looking at the breath as the psyche, the spirit, the soul, in IFS, the self. I mean, it's like when you're panicking, what happens to your breathing? You have irregular breathing. You're breathing quickly and shallow. And it's like you in IFS, you're not the one panicking. You have a part that is possessing your body. And the part is the one that's having the panic attack, not you. It feels like you because you're the one in the body that's feeling all that energy. But what you can find out is you can ask the part to separate, to sort of quote unquote depossess, right? To give space. And then suddenly there's you, and then there's the part with the panicking energy that's in this dual existence, separate yet connected. Anyway, I go on, I digress. The reason why I'm bringing all this up is I actually, I've been a Whoop member since 2019, and Whoop, like those wearables, kind of like a Fitbit, has a Breathwork kind of built into the app, and it'll show you, an activating breath work or a relaxing breath work, if you want to increase your alertness or increase relaxation. And the breathwork sessions have these really great health outcomes, and you see other health metrics changing as a result of doing breathwork. And so I thought it could be cool to invite you all to join me for a breathwork daily challenge. Now, I'm going to start this on September 1st, and what I'll invite us all to do together, I'll do it with you. We will do the 10-minute morning breathwork routine using the Breathe with Sandy YouTube channel. I will drop the link in the show notes for this episode as well as every episode until and including when the challenge starts for that 30-day period that we'll breathe together. And so this is an invitation, but also a claim that something's going to change inside of you if you do it every day for 30 days. So if you want to join me starting September 1st, I suggest you don't just hop on this bandwagon on the 1st of the month. That we don't want to go from zero practice to diving into a 30-day challenge. There are some things to consider. Practicing breathwork daily for 30 days, it's got benefits like reduced stress, improved focus, enhanced mental clarity. But we want to start with gentle, short sessions, gradually increasing intensity to a duration to build the habit. And we want to be careful of the kinds that we're just going to do for beginners. There are, like, if you go to Sandy's channel and you go to the most popular, viewed videos, I think the first one is this morning one. And then the second most viewed video is like how to release DMT and trip balls. Okay, so we're not going to do that. We're not going to release the endogenous DMT from your pineal gland just through breath work. And we're definitely going to do this without operating heavy machinery or standing. You're going to want to sit down to do this. So we'll start slowly. Focus on consistency, listen to your body. Like I said, this it can provide mental clarity and focus. Breath work can also reduce anxiety and stress. It can improve your self-awareness, increase your energy. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. Otherwise, I'm really looking forward to doing this with you. And that's the show. I guess I should probably promote, right? The hotline and everything. If you have a suggestion for a guest or a topic to cover, write the show, robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Leave a voicemail, 301-458-0883. If you're a fan of the show and you'd like to support it, reach more listeners, you can share it with friends, family, and colleagues. You can subscribe, follow, or rate the show on your favorite podcast app. Reviews are always welcome. If you want to go further, consider becoming a monthly supporter on Patreon. Every cent helps me. You can learn more at patreon.com/The Robin Smith Show. And thanks in advance for supporting the show. Oh my gosh, coming up this September. Wow, we are 1 month away. September 7th is Salisbury's 100-year anniversary. That is my alma mater. Go Seagulls. 100 years. I should probably have like Dr. Whitehead back on or someone. Maybe a new professor from Salisbury. Okay, that's the podcast. Thanks for listening. Take care of yourselves. Until next time. The Robin Smith Show is produced by me, Robin Smith. Executive produced by Robin and Kelly Glenn Smith at Team Robley. Theme song by The Very Small. The show is engineered by one of my alters, Games Nabisco. Listeners can get in touch by calling or texting the hotline at 301-458-0883. Messages can be sent to robinsmithshow@gmail.com. Don't forget to follow the show on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Disclaimer. This podcast is for general information purposes only and does not constitute the practice of medicine, psychotherapy, or other professional healthcare services, including the giving of medical advice. Note, no therapist-patient relationship is formed. The use of this information is at the listener's own risk. The content of this podcast is not intended to be a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnoses, or treatment. Listeners should not disregard or delay in obtaining medical advice for any medical condition they have and should seek the assistance of their healthcare professionals for any such conditions.